and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And yes, you can see on the screen we are doing a Fog of War puzzle today. I absolutely love these puzzles. And if you're not familiar with them and you're wondering why my Sudoku grid here is covered with so-called fog, it's because the idea of these puzzles is that you logically deduce digits, and when you place them close to the fog, they clear the fog from the surrounding cells, so you get more and more information as you solve the puzzle. What you are not supposed to do is to cheat, so do not go to this cell and put the numbers 1 to 6 in until you get the right one so that it reveals the fog. That is not how these puzzles are meant to work. Now, these puzzles were created originally by the constructor Chameleon, who did all the programming in the first iteration. And this puzzle is by Chameleon, so this is called Fog X, because it looks like we've got an X constraint going up the diagonal. And yeah, and I know little about this puzzle actually. I will tell you the background story. This was recommended to us a few times. Mark tested it yesterday, and I know that Mark and Sven were working on something to do with it last night, and I have a 3-line whip from Mark not to look at the comments on Logic Masters Germany about this puzzle, so I haven't. I do not know why, although I have seen that on Logic Masters Germany the rating of this puzzle is peculiarly low. It's got an 80% rating, which normally, unless you're achieving sort of a 95% plus rating on Logic Masters Germany, it's impossible to get a puzzle featured on the channel because we have such an incredible range of puzzles to choose from. But this one, Mark says, I really must do. So, well, it's Fog of War. So I am delighted to have a go at this, and I will do just that in a moment or two. And right, what else do I need to tell you about today? I've got a cool announcement. I've got a cool announcement today. Mateo is a professional musician from Canada, and at the moment he's in Vancouver rehearsing to star basically in the Jerry Lee Lewis musical $1 Million Quartet, and tonight is opening night. So Mateo, break a leg. And actually we've got a picture. Where's my picture? Here. I don't want you to see my Diablo 4 build. That's not what you want to see. This is Mateo playing the piano backwards, or I don't know what it looks like. He's doing an exercise at the same time, but I guess if you're doing Jerry Lee Lewis, you have to be prepared to play the piano in all sorts of different ways. Hopefully Mateo didn't have to marry his cousin, but that is that's absolutely wonderful, and we hope tonight goes absolutely brilliantly. Let us know. We'd love to hear. And the only other announcement I've got actually is a birthday. Sophie, it's your birthday today. And I'm delighted to hear from your email how well life is going now. And I hope that today is a day filled with chocolate cake. With the correct ratio of cake to icing 1-to-1, of course. The only other thing I need to mention today, because we are closing in rapidly on the end of June. I haven't got a planetary fact actually today. That's a bit remiss of me. But on the 1st of July, we have a brand new Sudoku hunt. Let's Get Kraken, with Kraken obviously K, based off the sea monster. Little bit of a reference there to a new film that's coming out, and several puzzles in that Sudoku hunt, which we hope will delight you. It's in testing at the moment, but the initial feedback is all good. So we think we're going to have something rather tasty for you. 1st of July, 4 o'clock UK time. If you want to get involved, do join us on Patreon. It's a couple of bucks a month. And I basically guarantee it's the best joy for dollar value of probably anything on earth, certainly if you're a puzzle fan. Now that's all I've got to tell you. Now I get to do Fog of War. So I think I did see, I was about to say I don't know how hard this puzzle is, but I think when I saw the rating on Logic Masters Germany, I saw it had 1 star, so this might be a short video. that would be unusual, especially after yesterday's video where I had to do battle with Zeta Math for about, well, it was awful. No, the puzzle was fantastic, but I had to do battle with Zeta Math for 90 minutes, and at the end of it, I thought I got the puzzle wrong, and it was only when I went in and did some investigation post closing the video that I discovered the tester, naughty tester, had put the puzzle into our software incorrectly. So when I clicked tick, it said, no, that solution is not valid. It turned out the tester solution was not valid, and little old Simon's solution was. So that was a much relief. Anyway, these are the rules of FogX by Chameleon. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that means we've got to put the digits 1 to 6, so it's not quite normal, I suppose. The digits 1 to 6 in each row, in each column, and each sort of funny shaped rectangle. Placing correct digits will clear the fog, and you have to place correct digits logically, not by guessing. Digits in a cage cannot repeat and sum to the number in the corner if given. Right, so you can see this cage is complete here, and that has a 3 in the corner, so those two squares have to add up to 3. Therefore, this seems to be a bit of a given cage, but we'll come to that in a moment. And digits don't repeat on a blue line, so we mustn't repeat on that diagonal. And that's it. Do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play is to click the link under the video. Oh, yeah, FogX, so there's probably going to be a blue line there as well. It's going to be an X Sudoku. The way to play is click link under the video. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm going to immediately put in a 1-2 pair here. Oh, okay. I did wonder about this actually, but it's fairly obvious. The light bulbs, I think that's just how the fog's initially being cleared, isn't it? A light bulb here clears the fog from its surrounding area. A light bulb here clears the fog from its surrounding area. So Chameleon's just explaining, if you like, why we're able to see these cells ab initio. Now, I think we can do something in this cage here, because you can see this cage doesn't end. There's no dots on the right-hand side of this cell. So this cage is going into this square. And because digits can't repeat within a cage, it's not possible for this 7 cage to say go here as well, because the minimum sum of 4 different digits in Sudoku would be the triangular number for 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, well, that's 10. And 10 is not equal to 7, it's somewhat higher. So we're going to have to stop here, and this must be a 1, 2, 4 cage. It's the only way of making 3 digits add up to 7, if all the digits are different. So this has got to be 3, 5, 6, I suppose. We haven't quite got anything going on the diagonal. Hang on, what's going on here? Okay, Sudoku, of course. When in doubt, do Sudoku. I mean, it is totally outrageous I'm being made to do Sudoku after 8 minutes of one of these Sudoku videos. But, surely, he says, we can do some Sudoku in this box, because where do the 1 and the 2 go in this box? They must go into those squares, and because they can't go into these because of these squares. And that means 4 goes in the corner. So we don't get a 3 in the corner, we get a 4 in the corner. That's right, it's 7. What? What's that mean? Is that saying it's a 7 cage? That's bizarre. Okay, 7 cage, and there's the emergence of the X coming out of the top left of the grid. So these squares are 3, 5, and 6. In fact, those squares are 3, 5, and 6 as well, because look, we've got a 1, 2, 4 triple in column 1. Maybe this 15 cage then. The 15 cage is at least 4 cells, isn't it? Because these 2 cells have to be in it. Right, oh, this is a 1. Okay, so what we can see there is if I just highlight those squares for a moment, you can see all of these squares at least must be in this 15 cage. But given that you can't repeat a digit, this becomes a 3, 5, 6 triple. 3, 5, and 6 add up to 14. So once we add this digit in, we're going to get 15. That digit's got to be a 1. There we go. What the? Hang on a minute. What happened? Okay. That's outrageous. Oh, that's well. It's very witty. Look. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Digits do not repeat upon along a line. So I thought this line was going to go there, but actually it's bending round. Right. Oh, hang on. This is a 2. Oh, look. Hang on. Why has it got? So somehow this is telling me that this can't be a 1. I don't like that. That feels to me like cheating. I'm afraid I don't know how to turn this off. It's not normally on. It must be because Mark sent me the link. Where can we see this? Large digits, letter tools. This is amazing software now. There's so many options in it. Show conflict checker. Is it this? Maybe it's that. Off. Now if I go back, yeah, look, there we go. It's not. So before it had sort of pointed out to me that this cell couldn't be a 1. I don't like that. That feels to me like it's doing the Sudoku for me, which is probably not what's intended. Now, what else can we do here then? Well, I tell you one thing I can do. I can put 4 in this box because 4 doesn't repeat on the blue line. So 4 can't go in those squares, and then therefore where does it go in that rectangle? It's got to go there, and that's going to clear some fog. So these are 3, 5 and 6. Right, I see. So if we look at this line, even though it's bendy, it has got 6 cells on it. So we've got to put all the digits on it once each. There are 6 different digits in this puzzle. So I have to put a 1 on it. And the only place the 1 can go is in the corner. So that's not going to clear fog, though. It's not near enough to fog. 2 is in one of those squares by Sudoku. Okay. No, this is gentle. This puzzle is gentle, but so far, who could ever take offence to it? It's absolutely beautiful. So, look, you can't put 4 here because it would repeat in the cage, and that's expressly against the rules of the puzzle, so you've got to put 4 there. And this is another. Okay, so just as this line had to have the digits 1 to 6 on it, this cage here has 6 different cells in it. So we need to put all of the digits. Oh, okay, so we need to put all the digits 1 to 6 in. Where does the 1 go? This is massive because this is going to open up the fog here. 1 can't go in those squares or that square, so that's going to have to be the 1. We've got another. Okay, so we've got we've got another bendy line doing this. So it's a Sudoku X, but Chameleon, as is Chameleon's way, is confounding expectations by not doing the X like this, but by doing sort of 2 curved ellipses. Now, hang on a moment, let me think about this. So that's not 1. We've got an 8 cage. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit. 8 in 3 cells with different digits. You always have to have a 1. If you try and do it with 2, 3 and 4, you'll find 2, 3 and 4 add up to 9. So that's not going to work. Neither of those squares can be a 1, so this is a 1. Oh! What is going on here? I was going to read the text, and I've just noticed I've got a squiggle. Just to repeat the basics, digits don't repeat in a row or box. What? What is this? Okay. I think this puzzle is a troll or something, isn't it? So it's not a Sudoku X, even with curved lines. Because this, well, I don't know what's going on over here. I mean, obviously those 3 digits have to be different. But this and those digits have to be different, even though they're on a blue line, just because of Sudoku. But this line doesn't seem to be continuous. I don't really know what's going on. Let's have a think about this. Right, 1 is going to go there by Sudoku. What does that say? No song No confetti, sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, I see, it's greater than 3. The clue is greater than 3. So this can't be... Oh, that's beautiful. Well, it's not beautiful. So Chameleon has stopped us having a 3 in the corner. And if we did get 3 in the corner, I will actually just show you. To confound, you would get confetti because that's 3 in the corner. But we're not allowed to do that. No song. Okay, so 3 is in one of these squares. The 8 cage is either going to be 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 5. Right, okay, so the 4 is... If it's 1, 3, 4, the 4 is there, the 3 is there. If it's 1, 2, 5, the 2 is there and the 5 is there. So these digits are very restricted. Just a sec, let me just think about this. 2 is a bit restricted in this box because we know that there's a 2 in one of those squares, so there can't be 2 there. So 2 is in one of these 2 squares in box 6. We've done all the 1s. That's not a 1. There's a 2 in one of these squares. 2, 2. Now, can I do that? That's interesting. I'm almost tempted. Well, I don't know if I dare do that. What I was thinking is that if this is a 2, this is a 2. Oh, hang on. No, now I've changed my mind because I was thinking... You see, if this line goes into this square, then that would be impossible, wouldn't it? Because 2 here would put 2 there, would put 2 there by Sudoku. But this line, but look at this line. This line doesn't go into this square, even though it looks very much like it did. So I wonder if this line stops, and we could have 2 in the corner. I don't think... I've got 1 cell of fog left, and I'm not sure I can rely on it to say that this can't be 2. And if I make this 3 and this 4, I'm going to reveal the fog, if that's right. But if I didn't reveal the fog, I'd be learning something I'm not entitled to know. Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I meant to do with that. Let's see if we can do it a different way. He says... I mean, one thing I could probably do here is colour these 3s, 5s and 6s. Certainly on this side of the grid, because... Well... Yes. Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to do that. Right, that digit, where does it go in this box? It doesn't repeat in its own cage, and it doesn't repeat on its blue line. So it goes there, which means it goes here. So that we already knew this was 3, 5 or 6. We now know explicitly it's this one. Now that digit's not that one, is it? So those 2 are the same. Okay, I see. Right, these 2 are the same. And this one has to appear somewhere on this blue line, because this blue line contains every digit. So it must go there, which means this one has to go in one of these 2 and has to go there. Now, the challenge is going to be to export this over to this side of the grid, isn't it? How are we going to do that? I'm not sure yet. I'm sure there's a way to do it. We just have to figure it out. Come on. I was wondering whether no, the problem is that if green is 3, it could go here. Wow, I've got nothing here. I'm not spotting this at all. What about 5, 6? I can see the 4 is in one of these, but I don't know whether it's there or not. Oh, this is weird. Hang on, Simon. This is a 1-star puzzle, and I'm totally flummoxed by it. I've been completely thrown by these lines. Let's think about this. Come on, what is it? 4 is in one of these. There's definitely blue in one of these squares. There's definitely blue in one of these squares. How do we do this? I mean, this digit is definitely over there, isn't it? That I can see. But is that in any way helpful? This digit is either 4 or it's blue. No, I don't think that is helpful. But the reason I was thinking it was over here is obviously this digit can't go on its own squiggle, this sort of clef of a line that we've got going on here. So that digit is definitely over there. That I feel comfortable about saying. Could we... Do I know what that digit is? Oh. Right, there's a small point. These 2 digits are different. That is a tiny point. Yeah, that follows from this having to be... Okay, so let's just highlight this in yellow. That's certainly in those 2 squares, isn't it? So this digit, this corner digit here, is not yellow, and therefore in this box it's in one of these 2 squares. So maybe it's nothing to do with this side of the grid. Yeah, well, it is a bit. It is a bit. I've got it now. Okay, but you do have to think about this digit quite carefully. So what I've now noticed is that because this digit and this digit are not the same, orange, which is definitely one of these colours, isn't it? Because this is a 3, 5, 6 triple. Orange is not the blue digit. Now in this box, orange is in one of these 2 squares. And therefore orange is not the green digit either. So orange is the purple digit. So that's purple. And we can change those to purple digits. And that does it. That's really clever. That's not 1 star, is it? And there may well be a thing I've not seen there. But this square now is already in this box. So that digit cannot be purple, or purple would repeat in the cage. So this digit is purple, therefore it's not 2. There we go. And now we're going to get to see whether this... Sorry, I failed you again. Yeah, you see, look, he's evil. He's absolutely evil. Not only... is he gloating about there not being a 3 in the corner again? But look, this line doesn't go there. So for all those of you who've relied on this logic to make sure that this square, because you thought you could prove this was a 3, that was not necessarily good logic. Okay, but in this row now, we need a green digit. We've not had a green digit. That's got to be here. So that's green, which means this is green, which means this is blue. Now, what does all that mean? This is purple, so this is purple. This is no longer purple. Now the yellow digit, I'm still not sure how yellow maps to blue stroke 4 yet, are we? We've got to be careful about that. So, okay, one thing we do know is that purple is just 5 or 6 now, so we should actually put that in case that's a useful thing to note. And okay, now what do we do? I'm going to put 3, 5 or 6 in here. So I see, if we look at this column now, we have actually got a 3, 5, 6 triple, which means this square is 2. No, so yeah, then that's what I thought I could disprove. So this square is 2, which means this square's 5, which means it is one of these colours, isn't it? So it's definitely not the 4. So this one needs to be the blue colour. And this is a proper colouring exercise, actually. I think if you tried to do this without colouring, you might go mad. But you might go mad anyway, because I think it's a puzzle designed to drive you mad. This is a 2 by Sudoku, so this is the blue digit, which means blue we can now place by Sudoku there. So blue is 3, 5 or 6. In fact, blue is 5, isn't it? So we can double-click all... Oh, hang on. Double-click all the blues, replace those with 5s. That means that we get 6 in the corner, and therefore we get 3s in the greens, which means we get 3 here, 4 here, 4 here, and suddenly the puzzle's finished out of absolutely nowhere. Is that right? It is right. Whoa! 560 people have solved this. Okay, this is a very popular puzzle. That's a big number. I'm not surprised. It's brilliant. I mean, it's just witty, isn't it? That is. I love things like this. They confound your expectations so dramatically. And this is classic Chameleon. Chameleon is not only a brilliant programmer, a brilliant innovator in the world of Sudoku, but he is witty. And that is wit personified. I think, well, I mean, if you did that puzzle, how could you possibly not enjoy it? I mean, I don't understand. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And I loved it. And I'm looking forward to the comments on this already. Do let me know how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.